Strategizing for your success on this Friday, December 31st. So I am super excited about this one. I don't know, maybe 10 minutes ago, I found out I was going to have a guest on the program today. So it kind of changed things. So welcome to Jonah. He's going to join me. I'm going to have to move the camera back for him a little bit, but he's going to join me today. I didn't change the topic. We're still going to talk about staples for the new year and getting healthy, but I thought it would be great to get his input and even kind of converse back and forth about some of the staples that we've had in our house over the years and how they've helped him, or what he thinks about some of the staples that we've had in our house over the years. So now would be a good time to invite family and friends to join in on this live stream, because it's important that we realize that health and wellness is not just about weight loss. It's about overall wellness, and it's about eating foods that prepare us to do God's will and be in God's will and do God's work. And, that's important coming from somebody like Jonah, who obviously doesn't have a weight problem, but because of, how old he is and what he's doing in college, it's important for him to be healthy too. And so we're going to get his perspective on that in just a few minutes. And I don't know, he might do an imitation of me. I don't know. You'll just have to wait and see. He might imitate me. I know he imitates me a lot off camera, so we'll see if he decides to do that. So take a minute and invite some family and friends to tune into this right now. The other thing that I want to share with you is a reminder to mark your calendar right now for next Tuesday, January 4th. We're going to talk about this all throughout this live stream, but it is our kickoff meeting of the year, Tuesday, January 4th, on the campus of Community Family Church, 7 to 8. We're going to have new merchandise, which we're going to show you in a few minutes. I'm going to get Jonah's input on what he likes the most out of our new merch, new shirts, new hoodies. We're going to have new hoodies for guys and girls. And the map and calendar, we'll talk about that, how you can access that and just really get ready. So I hope you are as excited as I am. And I want to show you something, because I want to share with you, we're going to talk about staples today, but I want to let you know something. These are staples that have kept me from returning to that right there. That was me prior to losing a little more than 50 pounds. I don't think, Jonah, you remember me like that, do you?
No, I don't.
I think that in that particular picture, you were only about 2 years old. And so it was maybe a few months after that I decided to go on this journey. And honest to goodness, it is the foods that I'm going to share with you here today that have kept me from returning to that. So let's get right to it. Let's talk about some of these foods and things that will be important as you go on this journey, embarking on this new year. I have my top 10. It's a combination of foods and tools that I use to stay healthy and to keep this weight off. And Joni, you probably recognize some of these things here. And just out of curiosity, I mean, why is your health, I'm kind of maybe, I hope I'm not catching you off guard, but just kind of throwing this out there. Why is it important to you to stay healthy? I mean, you're obviously very healthy and in great shape. What's important to you about that at your age?
At my age, well, I have to take into consideration what I'm involved in and truth be told, what I don't want to become. I do not want to become ever lazy. I don't ever want to become ever slow. I hate it when I feel like, I have low energy. I really enjoy feeling all the time whenever I'm awake, like I can just get up and do whatever I need to do. And sometimes there are days when I feel like I don't have the energy that I need to have. And of course you can credit that to sleep, but you can also of course credit that to what you're eating. Maybe I don't have a good breakfast, or maybe I have a terrible lunch, or or maybe I haven't even ate a meal and I just snacked all day, and 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening I feel absolutely terrible, and I absolutely hate that feeling. But looking at what I'm involved in, I'm still playing basketball. I still like to run, and I'm always on the go, and so I have to not necessarily try to be perfect in my diet, because for me that's just, that feels like that's in the realm of impossibility for me, not being perfect. But I have to make sure that I do things like drinking a gallon of water every single day is absolutely vital to me, because I know exactly whenever I get dehydrated, I wake up and I have a headache, or I go to the gym and I try to shoot basketball, and 5 minutes in I feel dizzy and I feel like I just feel completely terrible. So drinking a gallon of water for me is always super important.
Yeah. Can I just say something? I want to say something about that. Because first of all, what you alluded to in a lot of what you said, he said, I don't want to feel lazy. I don't want to feel sluggish. I don't want to feel tired. The Bible speaks against those things, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It speaks against us being lazy. It speaks against us being sluggish and not wanting to work and not wanting to move our bodies. So one of the number one things we want to connect here is the fact that this isn't just about weight loss. This is about being in line with God's will. Right. And then you said, I know the importance of drinking a gallon of water. Well, that could be our number one on our list. And obviously we have that here. We've got our gallon pitcher, we've got the gallon that we drink out of here. It is absolutely on our list of top 10. And what he said was, I know when I don't drink that water, I wake up with a headache. When I try to do something, I feel dizzy. The problem with us today as an American people is that we will contribute those headaches and that dizziness to something else. We won't contribute it to being dehydrated. So if you get anything out of what he says, I can speak the same thing. I had a weight problem. I needed to drink water to, help me stay satisfied and cleanse me. And he does the same thing for very different reasons, but it's still the same thing. And it's still important to realize that when you feel tired, when you feel sluggish, when you get those headaches, when you feel dizzy, don't go run to the doctor and look for an excuse. Chances are you are just dehydrated.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, all the time. I'll be at my buddy's house and I'll say, I kind of have a headache right now and I know I need water. And he tries to give me a pill and things like that.
Yes.
And it kind of temporarily helps. But in all reality, I know I need water. And even besides trying to avoid headaches or trying to feel slow, what water does for your hair, what it does for your skin, what it does for your digestive system and things like that. Water is absolutely, without a doubt, the best natural resource in the whole entire world.
Praise God.
Yeah, amen.
Yay, amen.
Yeah, so it's too easily available for us not to intake.
Yeah.
You can go and you can get 24 pack of water, drink 4 of those a day. If you don't have a habit of drinking water, drink 4 bottles of water a day and it will absolutely change your life. No doubt about it.
I agree. I have said this from day one. When I started this way back in 2000, I started working for Weight Watchers in 2006. Equip for More was started in 2009. And I have said this for all of those years. My number one resource would have been, water like this, and then Jesus as my living water. And I think it's no, what am I trying to say? There is a direct connection between the two of them.
Right.
There's a reason that we call Jesus the living water and that we need to drink water, So absolutely. So good. So good. I'm already so glad that you decided to join me. So second for me, and I don't know if Jonah, gets into this as much as like maybe some of the rest of us in the house.
No, this right here, I'm not allowed to eat this. This right here, this stuff.
I forgot.
This stuff is, I have to.
It's expensive.
Yeah, it is expensive. It's pricey. And chances are if I did try to make it, I'd put too much in it and I'd waste some. But, so I have to stick to the,
He can
Jif? whatever.
Yeah. He can handle the calories in the real peanut butter. This is real peanut butter. This is just ground peanuts. So, and that's something to think about too, I mean, the real peanut butter, the great protein that's found in that, it's so good for you. The PB Fit is about a third of the calories, and we do joke about this is mine, and Grace eats this too. But if you don't have a weight problem in this house, you don't get to, if you're not trying to watch your weight, I guess you don't get to eat this. But it's if I would say anything about like this from a financial standpoint, I would just say make sure you get it at Costco, because this right here is like $11, and a small bottle at Kroger or your regular grocery store is like $8 or $9. And this will last a good 6 months in this house. I mean, it really, truly will. And you just take a scoop of this out, mix it with like a tablespoon or two of water, and there you go. And you peanut butter toast, peanut butter and jelly, peanut butter on celery, peanut butter on apples. I mean, weight loss and health and wellness is all about habits. So don't be fooled trying to think that you have to go out today because it's December 31st and buy all these crazy foods and spend $1,000 at the grocery store. You don't. You just have to get the staples in your house that will work for you. If you like peanut butter and you want to lose weight, you need to invest in PB Fit. I mean, you just absolutely do. It's got great protein, low in carbs. It's one of those things that's super balanced. 70 calories for 2 tablespoons versus almost 200 in regular peanut butter. So it's definitely a staple for me over the years. And not to mention, I mean, one of our most popular recipes at Equip for More are the PB Fit Buckeyes. We brought them to our December meeting. They were a huge hit. People have tried to make them on their own. Love them. They're easy to make. So there's 1,001 things that you can do with PB Fit. So that's definitely number 2 on our list. Now I want to talk breakfast foods, because breakfast, Jonah just mentioned, skipping breakfast or skipping a meal and how that's not necessarily good. But let's talk about getting your day started off right, because you do need some good staples for breakfast. And I know what he eats for breakfast mostly. What is it, Joe?
Well, actually, the truth be told, especially down at college, I never went to breakfast at all, unless it was like a Saturday or something like that, because I drink coffee, and what coffee does, it's an appetite suppressant.
It is.
And so skipping breakfast for me isn't necessarily a huge problem, but also eating breakfast is very beneficial, because food, of course, as everybody knows, it's a natural supplier of energy. And so if I were to, especially down at college, if I were to keep something in my room for breakfast, I'd keep something like this. Yeah. Like a box of, maybe not Kashi or whatever, but just keeping a box of granola bars, or taking cereal and just eating it plain, I found to be really, really helpful. But I never want to, I've never been somebody who likes to make breakfast just the biggest meal of the day, and just completely, have a big bowl of cereal, have 5 eggs and bacon and all that stuff, because you don't necessarily need to walk out of your house in the morning on a full stomach, because your body uses a lot of energy digesting food. And so if you have like a big meal for breakfast, and your body is already at 9 o'clock in the morning using a ton of energy just to digest a big meal that really, in all reality, you didn't necessarily have to have. And so for a while now, ever since I started drinking coffee in the morning, breakfast for me is hit or miss. Yeah. For me, it doesn't necessarily really matter. But there are specific foods that, like a granola bar or a good bowl of cereal, that will really help you.
Yeah. And I wanted to say something too, because we eat a lot of cereal in this house. And it was easy for me when I went from, when I was really intentional about losing weight, it was kind of an easy transition for me just to go to eating something like this, like plain cereal. But let's face it, if you're a parent out there or a grandparent, or you have kiddos in your house, it's not quite as easy maybe for you to transition into, getting away from Reese peanut butter puffs or all those sugary cereals to something healthier. So one of the cereals, I don't have this, so I'm going to step off camera and grab this. One of the cereals that we found that all of our kids like, so that's why we buy a box like this from Costco, is Life. It's still got a sweetness to it, but I can honestly say, all three of my kids.
I eat it all the time.
Yeah, will eat this, and it's definitely got a ton less sugar than, again, Fruit Loops. We're talking Fruit Loops, Reese Puffs. Those are some of the most dangerous foods I think we can feed our kids, because they are a lot of times they're made to look like they're healthier than they are. They might say less sugar or made with whole grains or whatever, but the reality is there's probably twice the amount of sugar that our kids should be having in one day in one bowl of that cereal, and that's the first thing they're eating. And if you're not big on cereal, if cereal is just something that you've never eaten, one thing that you can do with cereal is you can slice fruit and then put it in there, and it adds it adds a really, like strawberries or raspberries, blackberries or whatever, it really adds a really sweet taste, and it kind of really changes it up. And I've done that a couple times, but we don't always have like strawberries in the house, so but when we do, we like to do that. Or I think the best thing that you can eat for breakfast is like an orange or an apple, especially because right now, like, I'm very congested, and I'm not sick, like I don't have the flu or the coronavirus or anything like that. I get this usually at this time of the year, all the time. I get congested, and what I had this morning, I just sliced up an orange, and it's not completely gone, but I'm feeling a whole lot better, because the orange is kind of like a natural cure for something like this. Especially around this time of the year, and especially with the pandemic, eating oranges or eating apples. It does. It's so significant, and that does such a good job of making you feel better. It just goes back to this whole notion that we have become a culture that automatically gravitates toward medicine and doctor appointments when we don't feel well. The reality is this, and Jonah is sharing that perfectly. God created foods to heal us. Even he said, foods were meant to energize us. Foods were meant to heal and energize our bodies. And the vitamin C in an orange, the vitamin C in blueberries, the fruit that he talked about, adding to your cereal and adding, it's so important. The daily recommended allowance of fruits and vegetables, or like the daily recommended amount of servings that we should be getting, is 8 to 13. 8 to 13. The average person gets a fourth of that. The average person gets 2 to 3 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. And if you think about your day, think about your kids' day. We could go through an entire day without getting one serving of a fruit or vegetable if we're not super intentional, couldn't we?
Right.
Yeah.
But there's other ways to make getting your fruit in much more enjoyable, like making a smoothie.
Yes.
If you don't like, or getting a juicer, and
we have a
maybe
juicer.
We have a juicer and we have a blender, and we have you can put strawberries, you can put bananas, you can put whatever you want into a blender. You're still getting everything that you would get if you just ate the fruit by itself. But mixing it all together can change the taste and make it a whole lot better.
Absolutely.
If you don't just like to eat it by yourself.
Yeah. And one trick about smoothies that I love, I try to always have these on hand. And so if you, the foundation, a lot of people think the foundation for your smoothies should be yogurt or should be ice. If you want the creamy texture of just a really super good smoothie, the foundation of every smoothie should be bananas. Bananas, bananas,
Yeah.
bananas. And here's the problem. Most people, when bananas get overripe, and because it happens so quick, we throw them away. We toss them. Don't do that. Peel an overripe banana, slice it up into small chunks, put it in a baggie, and put it in the freezer. And it will be right there ready for your smoothie when it's time to make a smoothie. And you can make a smoothie with just about anything. As long as we have in this house yogurt, banana, and a couple other types of fruit, we can make a delicious smoothie any given time of the day. And get frozen fruit if it's not in season. Jonah was saying we don't always have strawberries, or the reason we don't always have every variety of fruit is because I am big on saving money. And so what I will do is just buy the fruit that's in season for two reasons. One, it helps on the budget. But two, if you buy a fruit from the grocery store that's not in season, you're not getting the good vitamins and nutrients, nor does it taste as good as it should. That's why oranges are so great in the winter, because they're in season when they're shipped in. Blueberries, I buy them in season. And if I can't get the fruits in season, I just like to buy them frozen and have them ready for smoothies, or like he said, cereals too. So he's doing such a
And one of the better things about fruit too, because we were talking so much about water and drinking a bunch of water. And you can of course have a gallon, but people also don't realize how much water they're intaking whenever they eat something like an apple or watermelon or an orange or something like that, because there's a lot of water in fruit. And so you can get your daily intake of water, not necessarily just by drinking a gallon, but just by eating fruit. You're getting more water in your fruit than you really think you are.
That's so good. I hope you have your teenagers watching this right now, because he's doing such a fabulous, fabulous job. He hit on something else that I wanted to talk about in terms of top 10, and that is not necessarily Kashi bars. I like Kashi bars because I train my members, the members in our Equip for More family, that when you are looking for snacks, to look for snacks that are about 100 to 150 calories. And that's not always easy to do. But these Kashi bars are 130 calories, very few ingredients. That's something else you want to look at, especially when you're buying granola bars, because a lot of granola bars are just glorified candy bars. So the quickest way to find out whether that's true or not is just look at the ingredient list. If it takes up a 3/4 of the side of the box, then you want to steer clear of it. The fewer the ingredients, the better. RX bars are great. They're a little bit higher in calories, but I think there's like 4 ingredients in those. They're whole ingredients. They're natural ingredients. That's what we need to gravitate to. Couple of things about that. I mean, the wholer the ingredients, the more clean eating we do, the more satisfied we stay, the healthier we become, and the more our body is trained to naturally heal and energize itself. But finding snacks like this, if it's not a fruit or a vegetable, if it's not a whole fruit or a vegetable, finding snacks and granola bars like that can help sustain you from one meal to the next, or give you the energy you need to go and play ball, whatever it is. But just realizing that is important in terms of staples too. You weren't meant to go, unless you're in fasting mode, you weren't meant to go more than about 4 hours without eating. And a lot of times that's hard. So you need something in between at that 2-hour mark to keep you going for another hour and a half to 2 hours. I know in this house, Jonah you love baked potatoes, don't you?
Oh yeah, I love baked potatoes.
You and Emmy both love, and actually your dad too. They all love baked potatoes, and I think that's a great staple. But for me, one of my favorites is a good baked sweet potato. So that's why I have these out today. I just love the nutrition that you can find in a baked sweet potato. I love the vitamins, the antioxidants, the cancer-fighting properties. Here's what I want you to know about fighting diseases like cancer and heart disease. The deeper the colors and the textures of your foods, the more cancer-fighting properties and disease-fighting properties they have. That's why foods that are rich in these colors, like oranges and purples and greens, they have so many great disease-fighting properties. That's why we talk, when we say a lot of times, make it colorful. I know Jonah has said before, eating at school. You've talked to me a little bit about, I think, eating salads at school. Is that right?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Yeah. and just piling on the different colors. You
Yeah.
know, if you can eat a salad, you know, we all eat salads when we're trying to lose weight. Well, the best way to keep from getting bored with those is just to add texture and color, because you're adding vitamins and nutrients and so many great things, right?
I did. Yeah, I would. I would usually, at least once a day, whenever I'd go through the line, I would get, I'd get a salad. And sometimes I would just get spinach. Rarely ever got lettuce. I'd get the spinach, and then I'd get cucumbers, and then I'd get red onions and tomatoes, and then some. Most of the time, I just leave it at that. I wouldn't even use ranch or cheese or anything like that.
Yeah.
And if you're not big into salad, I think ranch kind of takes away a lot of the bland taste that you might get when you eat a salad. But really, the reason I did it is not because I thought it was just the best thing in the world, because in all reality, it wasn't. There was better things to eat the majority of the time. But I loved how good I would feel after I was done eating it, because, I realized how much energy I had, and how good I felt. And I love the reward I got from eating something like that.
Yeah.
So I kept on doing it.
That's awesome. And I love what he said too, because the reason a lot of people don't need dressing on their salad is because of the texture and the flavor that they've added to it. We get bored and our salads get bland when all we're putting on them is lettuce and cheese. That's it, you know. But if you add some eggs, if you add some carrots, if you add some cucumber, like he said, and red onion, you're getting a variety of texture and flavor that you just can't beat. Add a little salt and pepper and you won't need salad dressing. You'll save on calories, save on just, fake ingredients that your body doesn't need anyway. The reality is this: our body does not need fake ingredients. In fact, it fights against it. And the more we can pray and ask God to help us crave healthier foods, the better off and the healthier we will be. And the weight literally just falls off then. I mean, it literally, for those of us that are trying to lose weight, it literally just falls off. We're running out of time here, so I'm going to share a couple of things that I just have as staples as a mom who sometimes needs to cook meals fast, or who likes to use a slow cooker a lot of times. And this is definitely a staple. I don't know that Jonah really cares for some of the ways I prepare this, but I make a taco soup that I think he loves, and we make chicken tacos with this. So I'll make a taco mixture in the slow cooker that he likes. But with canned chicken, there are so many things you can do. You can put this chicken on top of a salad. You can make chicken salad. Again, you can make the taco soup. You can make chicken tacos. You can make a chicken bake. There's so many things you can do, and that's what you want to think about when you're thinking of staples. You want to think of variety. How can I, keep this exciting and keep this new and keep this fresh? And tacos are a definite staple when you're at home here, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, we eat tacos a lot, and different, we eat them with beef too. But one of the things you want to think about when you are buying any kind of seasoning, and I like to have lots of seasonings, is just keep them low sodium. Keep them low sodium. When you're trying to lose weight, you want to keep from being bloated and feeling bloated. So the seasonings that you buy need to be low sodium. Things like canned ingredients like this, and we have other canned ingredients because we also eat a lot of chili during this time of year. So like kidney beans and diced tomatoes, either buy them with no salt or make sure you rinse them. Make sure you rinse them. To wrap this up, I'm going to share with you some tools that we have in the house that keep us kind of excited and motivated. And one of them is my slow cooker. It's behind me right here. The other thing right beside it, I don't know if you can see it or not, but right there, it's our Ninja. I got that for Mother's Day last year from the kids, and we absolutely love that. We love that, love that, love that. That is definitely where we make our smoothies. Many years ago, they got me a juicer for Mother's Day, and I still use that. I'm big on just plain old celery juice about once a week. I like a good cleanse, and it's really super simple. But a slow cooker is a mainstay in this house for sure, because if you have a busy schedule, and you want to stay on track, and you want to save money, a slow cooker, an air fryer. We just got an air fryer that's back there. We've been testing that out and trying that out. And those main tools, those foundational tools that save you time, save you money, and save you energy are absolutely what will sustain you and keep you moving in the new year. Now, we want you, as we get ready to sign off, we've only got like a minute and a half. I want you to go ahead again, mark your calendar for Tuesday, January 4th, 7 to 8. And we will be in room F227 on the campus of Community Family Church. We are sharing so many things, your new monthly action plan and calendar. Your calendar is more interactive than ever. So you can print that out. We'll have them there for you. Put it on your fridge. It will give you things to do every single day as you are journeying through weight loss. But if you have kids that you're concerned about, or kids that you just want to train up, I mean, I'm so super proud of his knowledge and wisdom. You know, like I said, he came on 10 minutes before I was getting ready to go live. I said, half joking, hey, you want to join me live? He's like, yeah, why not? So much wisdom, so much knowledge. If you want to impart that to your kids in the new year, if you want to grow healthier, happier, and closer to God and understanding what he wants for your health and wellness, do not miss this meeting. And to top it off, we are going to start together a 7-day Jumpstart. It's our 7-day Jumpstart. We have improved that program. It's new, some changes, a new 4-minute fitness that will be coming out along with that. And we will be doing that together the week of January 10th. You can find out all about that by attending that meeting on Tuesday, January 4th. It is live streamed for our out of town family. But if you're local, you want to be there because there's too many freebies that we are going to be sampling and sharing with you. So you definitely don't want to miss that. New merchandise. Here's one of our newest cups. I like this for kiddos. It says, got E4M. So we'll be sharing those. We've got those. Jonah, which one's your favorite out of those?
This one.
Yep.
The travel mug.
Yep.
It says, God, I can't, but you can.
Yes, that's our motto
Yes.
at Equip for More, for sure.
And then this one says, y'all need E4M, and then the scripture that it's based off of, 2 Timothy 3:17.
Yes.
So yeah, really cool stuff.
Yep. New hoodies, as I said, hoodies are, we'll have new hoodies, men and women, guys and gals, we'll have new hoodies. So you definitely want to make that meeting, and you definitely want to kick this year off right. You know, 2022 is the year of the new you. 2022 is the year of the new you. And here at Equip for More Ministries, we want to walk alongside you and guide you and pray for you and lead you into the open doors that God has prepared for you, because he definitely is opening some doors for us, isn't he, Joe?
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. All right. Before we sign off, I just want to pray with you all really quickly and just thank you for being here. Dear Heavenly Father, Father God, Lord, all that have tuned in, God, I ask you to bless them, bless their families. God, we ask you, Lord, to just move in our lives, God, in this new year, God. We are going in boldly expecting for you to make great and mighty changes in our lives, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, God. Open doors that only you can open and close doors that only you can close, God. And let us have the wisdom and discernment to know where to go, when to go, and how to respond to your call, Lord. Let us fervently, Lord, seek your will, walking by the Spirit and not being fulfilled by the lustful desires of the flesh. We will forever give you the glory, honor, and praise that you so richly deserve, God. And we thank you for the mighty plans that you have for all of us in this new year. It's in Jesus' mighty name that we pray. All right. Well, I probably won't get to do another live stream with Jonah for a while because he's leaving in a couple of days to head back. We're very excited. God has opened a door for him. And in this next semester, he will be playing basketball down at Johnson. So we cannot wait to go down there and cheer him on, but I won't have him in the house. So everybody say bye to him and just thank him for, thank him for coming and joining me today. So until Tuesday, I want you all to have a blessed and beautiful, healthy and happy new year, and we will see you on Tuesday.